Well, hello, this is the Modism Total Nerdery channel, and I wanted to make a little tutorial for you on how to do with, well, like basic logic. If you are new to StarMade, you might want to be knowing some basic logic. So, basically, welcome to the basic logic tutorial. Let's begin. So, what is logic? Logic is a different set of gates, logic gates, delays and buttons and all types of different electronic basics that are in StarMade. We call all this simply for the logic part of StarMade, or the logic. This is so you can make more advanced structures, make automated systems, and do simple things like automated doors and such. So this is also very useful when you are doing cool stuff with Rails. You kind of need some decent logic too. But we will begin with the very basic. First of all, we have buttons, step on, and we have activation modules. We'll begin with those. Well, the step on is very basic. If you step on it, it lights up. This is maybe not a block that's very useful actually, but the button are the most one used. It's like a button in Minecraft. You activate it and then it turns off. Activation module are like the levers in Minecraft. You toggle it on and off. So if you choose your button with C and connect it up with the V, do the same thing. Whoops, now we double connected it. You see, we have this selected and we automatically connect up all the lamps like this. We select a new one, connect up a lamp here. Now we can toggle this lamp on and off. This lamp, however, will stay off until the button is activated. If we would want this inverted, then we could spawn a NOT gate. See, the button is connected to the NOT gate and the NOT gate to the lights. So, when we press the button, the lights momentarily turn off. The NOT gate inverts all its signals. But we will make some practical things with this. Oh yes. Say that you have a Warhead. A Warhead is an explosive that you could describe it as very close to the TNT of Minecraft, but a Warhead ignores shields and such. A Warhead can be very dangerous, so you might want a safe system for your Warhead, so you don't accidentally blow things up. This you will do with spawning an activation module and a button. Then you will find an AND gate. This is an AND gate. This is how the AND gate looks. Then you choose the AND gate with C and connect up both the button and the activation module. Then you select the AND gate and connect up the Warhead. Take your activation module and hit, well, basically connect it up with a red light. Now, this is the detonation button. If we press the detonation button, nothing will really happen. You can see. But if we turn on the activation module, we also made up a lamp to make it show that it's activated. Then, when we press activate, it should really activate. However, it didn't. And that is because we connected them reversely. So, of course, you can choose the AND gate to connect up these, No, it should be the other way around. Everything that's connected to the AND gate will need to be activated for it to work. So we can even make a third source. Oh, that's wrong. Don't have anything connected or chosen. Like an even more. So if both these are activated, it doesn't matter because all of them. So you can have a double safe. But we won't do that. Everyone from time to time misremembers the order. But this is connected by C to the Warhead, so you know it will be blown up. And these are the sources of this one. Both of these need to be activated for the Warhead to blow up. We try to activate it, it doesn't work. We try to activate that, and now when we press, the Warhead blows up. And it damage blocks. So that is what you can use an AND gate for. In very basic... No, cancel. In very basic. But there is more. There is much more. Now, everybody likes blinking lights from time to time. So let's drag down another fun light. We will have a... Maybe we want to... blinking stuff. You can make blinking stuffs in different. If you want only two, you need a delay and a NOT gate. This is how the NOT gate looks. You connect the delay to the NOT gate and the NOT gate back to the delay. So you can see they're connected to each other. Then you will need to... You can activate the blocks directly, so you don't need to connect up anything else, really. Then you can see this controls this light, and this gate controls this light. So we activate them both, and they will start blink. That's how to make a blinking light. Now maybe we want to have a button to be able to control when the blinking lights will be on. So if we connect them up both, they work sometimes. This is a bit about timing. You can use an activation module also. Maybe that's even better. Even have an activation module. Let's see how that works. Now it's on. Now it's off. Ah, the activation module seems to be the answer we are searching for. Because when activated, the activation module is connected to both of these, it will stop what it's currently doing. However, if you want more than a double system of blinking lights, what you need to do is you need to have more delays. Select a delay by C, spawn a new one, select that one. Now we have maybe it's enough with a 5-phase system. And this last one we will connect back to the first one. So connect them up all in a row like this, and then activate. Again. To create a nice pulse we are searching for, we will need to spawn a button. Connect up the button, and basically you can start firing away pulses. They will of course continue as we connected it back to itself. And now it has a kind of memory, so you can actually start more pulses. but then they will get a bit off sync and weird. But well, that can be fun too. So if you want something that looks like a loading sequence, the long delay could really be useful for that. For some more practical things, there could be mentioned how to set up an automatically open door, which is maybe the most common use of logic. So we will choose a nice door, maybe a force field or a plex door is very visible. So we spawn a little 9x9, not 9x9, 3x3 9 gate. Then we have an area trigger. Then you can see this empty block. This is area. Like that, spawn them. And when we hop out, we can see they are invisible. When we go here, the area trigger will activate. We'll connect up the area trigger right beside this one. The area triggers, however, don't really work with the buttons right now, so you need to use these activation modules. And each time we will go into the field, it will be activated. So what we will do then is that we need to have a flip-flop. A flip-flop changes its signal each time there is something activated in it. So if I have a flip-flop there, you can see activated. And now when we go into the field again, it should be deactivated again. So if we would connect up this flip-flop with all the parts of the, now I accidentally connect that up. That's not what we want to do. It's more simple if we go into the build mode. And we can see all the secret stuff. So now the flip-flop controls the door. Doesn't really close. Because it's too slow. That's probably why most people tend to have a little space between where they have their activation triggers and whatnot. So we will remove those and put them a bit more away, actually one block in front of the door. They don't need to be as high as the door though. However, the best way to set up this door is only have the activation triggers set up a bit away. Then you have the activation module on this one. They don't need to be connected, they just need to be physically connected, like this. And then you have it connected to the door. So this one actually decides if the door are open or not. Then you will have it so it is closed, and then when you walk, here is the activation, they activate and they close again when you're past it. So this is a both way door, automatically open and closing. Very useful for allocs, and so it has very few features and you can do not much with it, but it's a very convenient door. Now you want maybe to have a lock on your door, and if you want to have it not being openable on one side but only one, say that from this side it will be closed. Then you will of course have no manual stuff like this. Then you will have a button. Let's not select anything and just have a little button here. This button will then be connected to a AND gate somewhere in here. Here we will also have a activation module, like this one. And those should not be connected. Those to those, like that. Both to that one. And now, I think you only need to connect that one to this one. That is the AND signal. And if I am right, we should be able to walk out. And however, we might need to close it manually, but then we of course need to have this on. Okay. Now we are on this side, pushing the button, and it's open. We walk in and it automatically closes. We go here, it opens. It doesn't automatically close anymore, but with the button. Oh yeah, this is problematic. This is problematic. So logic is a bit tricky. And when we do it this way, we do need lots of more blocks. The basic way to solve this, I guess, is only exchanging this button with an activation module. Oh no. And it's very easy to accidentally connect up stuff. And that's not so good. Connect that to that, and that to that. Okay. Now then. When we want to get in, we activate this. Walk by, it closes. Then, when we want to get out, we should only walk out, and then we can close it. Okay. So when we walk in, like this, we might want to be disabling the door. Oh no, now we're going to the activation field. Okay, but if we want to turn this off, like that, then the door should not be able to be opened from outside, as this is connected to an AND gate. Oh well. Then we have a basic lock, but with the activation it makes it a bit unsafe. But if we have button from both ways, well, then it will be a safer lock. The area activators are best used in doors that everyone should be able to walk through. Another thing that's really worth mentioning is that about faction, because you mostly have already a stuff faction to something, and that means people that are not in your faction cannot access what you do. So then you need a faction permission module. The faction permission module needs to be in contact with all the blocks that everybody should be allowed to use, even if it's wireless or if it's a button. So this button is now beside this one, so it can be activated by anyone, which can be really worth keeping in mind. Something else that you can use delay for is if we have the button connected to the delay, you can see it activates and then dies out. And if we connect it to two delays, well, they will activate at the same time, but if we connect that delay to that one, then we will have dut, dut, and die out, dut, dut, and die out. That can be used for various things. But for example, if we want to have a door that's openable from both sides, let's take some blast door. We could connect that blast door, make a small little blast door like this, and it's connected to this delay gate and that delay gate. When we press, it will be, of course, it will only close for that amount of time. And that's where we actually need to have a NOT gate. Because when you deal with buttons, things tend to be a little bit inverted. So let's find a NOT gate. Here we have a NOT gate. And now what? That should not be connected. The NOT gate, connect up both of these two, and when we activate it, it's always on, except for that amount of time, when those two are activated, as both those are CV connected to this one. So if we take our NOT gate, connect up the whole door, you can see that the door will stay open for an amount of time. If there would be so that these buttons really wouldn't reach, maybe we want to have lots of cool stuff and shit, then we deselect, otherwise it gets weird. Then we could make extended buttons by just selecting the buttons and connected them in by CV to that button. Then there will basically be the same button. And of course, now you can see they are not connected to the faction module, so we will actually have faction modules beside all of the buttons. That's how it is. But now we have a more of a manual door. This door is easier to make lock on and such. If we want to have lock on one side, we just have an OR gate. Not OR gate, I mean of course AND gate. I mixed them together. Okay, so here we have this AND gate. Because that's right, I hope I said AND gate. Oh well. From this side, in the AND gate, but only from this side. Then we will also have a activation module. Let's see here. From the inside, on a nice spot, deselect stuff. This will be the lock connected into the AND gate. Now the AND gate should not be connected to that button. We disconnect it and we instead connect this AND gate into that button. Then you can see this button does nothing. This button still works. And now we unlock it. And now this button should work. Now both of the buttons work. So we will theoretically, you can see here, we go inside and it closes. Then we lock the door. We can still go out, but no one can come in. And it's possible, if you connect up some more stuff, to use it with automatic doors, but when we use simple buttons, it's easier and safer to make a nice lock. So, what now then? We might want to go through wireless. Wireless can be used to activate remote parts of your ship, like stuff on docked rail, or basically just to activate stuff on, well, another entity. So we will spawn a new ship, and we will actually make a remotely controlled charge with this wireless block here. And then we spawn a wireless block here. We select this by C, connect it up by selecting V on this one. Now you can't see the connection, but you have a notification that it is connected. Now we, as said, will make a remotely controlled charge. So we will find Warhead. And then we will select that one. Spawn a couple of warheads. Whoops. And maybe, yeah, like that. We need to connect them up manually. Like that. We have a good couple of warheads on this one now. And we could basically move this a bit away, jump out, get out of that gravity. And as we see it in the air, we could activate the wireless and whoops, the whole thing detonated. So you can do lots of stuff with wireless. And something that you can use these loop systems to, like the delay NOT gate loops, when you connect them up, is making a stuff like automated systems. So if we, instead of connect up this salvage computer to our ship, we just connect it up to basically the system, we can change its orientation and we will be shooting that way. Connect up some modules and then we choose connect up the salvage module, and then it will salvage as long as it's basically loaded at that direction fully automatically. And we just turn this structure off. We actually need a bit of button to do that. Like that. Oh no, not button, of course, I mean activation module. But well, that's how it works anyways. So you can basically make automatically firing cannons and salvaging modules. You might have been seeing my automatic ship repair bay, which basically repairs damaged parts, but well, with Astrotech computers in different directions. So that's another thing you can do with logic. You can do really complicated stuff with logic, like small RAM memories and locks and such, but we will keep it basic. I believe that we maybe have covered some important parts. Another thing that might be good is the inner ship remote. And this one, you name them like GGG, I don't know. And now this will do something. We maybe want it from the inside of the ship, be able to turn on and off these lights. It's really basic. It's an activation module, but it's from inside the ship. Now we actually need to select the core of our ship and connect this up. So, oh, of course, I was inside the bell block, not the ship core. That's why it didn't work. So get inside your ship core, and here we have the GGG. Now we have two of them. That's a bug. Drag them down, or it down, it's only one. We can actually zoom out a bit, and with this fancy key we can see that we can toggle this on and off, and this can be used to launch torpedoes, open doors, even unfold missiles and no, not missiles, like turrets, hidden turrets and such. So that's pretty cool. You might want to have like I have inner ship remotes for like opening doors of missile launching structures and all things like that. maybe that is some basic logic. I do not know anything more that might be useful on a beginner's level. I mean, what more could you want? Or what more could you want? You could basically want everything, because everything is possible with the logic. But now you basically can make blinking stuff, remotely controlled explosives, doors, automatic doors, like you've seen, fully automatic opening doors or manual doors is the best solution. My compound door didn't turn out very well, so I suggest you make a double way door that opens automatically each way you go, or a manual door with buttons, if you want to have the ability to be able to lock the door. Then it's really simple making do that. Remember to put faction models if you want anybody else than just people from your faction to be able to use something. And well, I do really believe that this is all the beginning stuff we might need to know. There is just one thing, maybe the flip-flop could be useful to just look at some more. The flip-flop is something you will use a lot. Flip-flop and buttons, it will change its value independently of what the signal will be. If the signal change, it will basically change its input. So if we connect the flip-flop to a door, you can see it will open or close with each of the buttons, like that. So, well, flip-flops are really useful. That's maybe better, but nonetheless, it's pretty basic, pretty straightforward, the logic. Oh, well, I forgot the OR signal. Well, the OR logic block basically accepts anything you put into it. This one, it accepts. We can activate those. It doesn't change anything. We can activate this. It activates these. You know, it responds to everything, basically. So, well, I don't use that block very often, but well, sometimes you need to use that too. So that's the OR block. Well, I do really believe that this is everything one wants to know on a basic logic, or maybe even a bit more. But anyways, thank you very much for watching. I hope you enjoyed these tutorials, and please subscribe to the channel and look up my other tutorials, as well as keep tuned for future videos so you won't miss out on them. Well, basic logic tutorial, Gmanism Total Knowledge channel officially out.